Hello, little adventurers, and welcome back to our story corner. Today we're tumbling down the rabbit hole with Alice for a very peculiar visit. Have you ever been to a house where things were just a little topsy-turvy? Well, Alice is about to enter the strangest one yet. One day, as Alice wandered through Wonderland, she saw a little house with a fish footman at the door. He was holding a very large letter, almost as big as himself. Another footman, who looked like a frog, came out, and after a very silly conversation, they both went on their way. Alice, feeling curious, decided to knock, but nobody answered. So, she pushed the door open and stepped inside. Oh, what a scene. The air was thick with smoke from the fire, and so much pepper that Alice began to sneeze immediately. In the middle of the room sat a Duchess, holding a baby. The baby was sneezing and howling without stopping for a moment. And sitting by the fire was a very large cat, with a grin that stretched from ear to ear. Alice had never seen a cat grin like that before. The cook in the kitchen was just as strange. She was stirring a big cauldron of soup, but she was also throwing everything she could find at the Duchess and the baby. Pans, plates, and spoons flew through the air, but nobody seemed to mind except the baby, who was crying even louder. There's certainly too much pepper in that soup, Alice thought to herself, sneezing again. Please, would you tell me, Alice asked the Duchess, a little nervously, why your cat grins like that? It's a Cheshire cat, said the Duchess, and that's why. Just then, she tossed the baby into the air and caught it. Here, you may hold it for a bit if you like, she said, throwing the baby at Alice. Alice caught the poor little thing, which was squirming and grunting like a pig. Alice decided it was best to take the baby out of the chaotic house. As she walked into the woods, the baby's grunts grew louder and its nose got longer. Alice looked down and was astonished to see that the baby had completely turned into a little pig. She gently set it down, and it trotted happily into the forest. Just then, she saw the Cheshire cat sitting on a branch above her. Cheshire Puss, she began, would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? The cat just grinned wider. That depends a good deal on where you want to get to, it said. After a confusing chat about Mad Hatters and March Hares, the cat began to disappear, starting with its tail and ending with its grin, which lingered in the air long after the rest of it was gone. Alice stood there, amazed. She had seen a cat without a grin before, but a grin without a cat? That was the most curious thing she had ever seen in her life. And with that, she decided to visit the March Hare, wondering what other adventures awaited her in this magical mixed-up land. What a strange and silly chapter in Alice's journey. What do you think you would have done in that peppery kitchen? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for joining our story time today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing adventures. See you next time, story lovers.